another fun episode of Thrive Live. So today we are going to talk about cognitive health or brain health. For our third time is going to kind of compound with everything else that we've spoken about. And today, so we're going to talk about really some simple lifestyle habits that you can do now to improve your cognitive health and to start really preventing that cognitive decline. So before we've talked about some of the things that drive cognitive decline, the aging brain, the labs that we can test for that. Now we're going to talk about, okay, cool. So what are the next steps? What are some basic things that we can do? So first, we know the effect of stress has on brain health. That is a promoter of cognitive decline. But there's a lot of things you can do to improve that. So just exercising, moving, breathing. I know that sounds funny, and we all breathe on a daily basis, but who's actually taking deep breaths? So we can actually reset our vagus nerve, our autonomic system nerve tone through deep breathing. So really that entails, you can do it with me here, is we're going to do a slow 5-second inhale through your full lung expansion, and then 5-second exhale. And you can do longer than 5 seconds. But if you do that for 3 minutes, even when you're not stressed, it actually improves your response to stress. So that's a really easy one to do. The harder part is actually remembering to do it. Social interactions. So this one helps create new neurons. It helps us lay down new pathways in the brain. And this has actually been a very interesting area because of COVID, and specifically with the adolescents population, because the adolescent brain goes through a very specific developmental stage that is very dependent on social interaction. And so I think it will be interesting to see, unfortunately, what's, helping our adolescents population that went through COVID during this time period, helping them cope with the depression, ADHD, anxiety that comes from the fallout from that lack of the social interaction during this crucial development of their brain. Laughter, and of course laughter will come with the social interaction, but laughter is a great way to actually improve our cognitive health and to help delay aging of the brain is just laughing. Crying, get rid of those emotions, right? We don't want to get rid of them, but we want to process them. And creative expression, so art, writing, whatever drives your creative boat, whether it's gardening, that creative expression again is going to be laying down new neuron growth, so growing the brain tissue as opposed to just aging the brain. And so nutrients are also another key factor to the brain here. So iron is actually a really big one, and we've talked about iron with thyroid, and we talked about iron with your energy, but your brain uses a lot of iron. So we definitely want to make sure that your iron is at high enough levels, because we need iron to help with all of our neurotransmitter production. It's a huge cofactor for the brain. The other nutrients, so we know we have the fish oil, the EPA, the DHA. So the brain is made of fat, so we need good fats to heal the brain. The EPA and DHA can improve the sleep, and as we improve our sleep, we improve our brain function. And that's when our body repairs itself at night and lays down new DNA and heals the tissues and the cells. But it also is anti-inflammatory for the brain. So it can calm down inflammation to the brain tissue that is spurring depression, anxiety, ADHD, aging brain, whatever you call it. Now, if you don't want to just take a supplement, just eat fish. Fish can be very high in heavy metals and toxins because of what we've done to the oceans. But generally speaking, the smaller fish, the better. So wild caught salmon, sardines, trout is actually a really good one too. The swordfish, the mercury, the tuna, those are all going to be higher in mercury. EWG.org, Environmental Worker Group, has a great list of fish that are going to be high in mercury, others that are going to be low in mercury. And vitamin D. Vitamin D is very important for brain health. A lot of your core nutrients are very important here. Your antioxidants, your N-acetylcysteine, you're getting your antioxidants from your rainbow foods. Your magnesium, your minerals, we need these to help with the neuronal health and to help with our conversion of all those neurotransmitters. So specifically, so kind of going back to the sleep aspect, nutrients that can help your sleep, we know that iron, zinc, and magnesium all actually improve the quality of your sleep. Whereas if you're actually low in copper, potassium, and B12, you can be having more insomnia issues. And remember, sleep is one of these core things that will help our body reset and our brain reset. And then going back to that omega piece, so it's not just brain health, but it's also, we know it's going to help depression, ADHD, mild cognitive decline. Folate can help schizophrenics, mild cognitive decline, and of course, depression. If you have any methylation issues, you just got to watch out how much folate you take, because methylation, if you overdrive that methylation cycle, it can trigger more anxiety. Zinc can help specifically with that mild cognitive decline, antioxidants, that NAC, and glycine. So glycine is an anti-anxiety amino acid. It's high in collagen, which is why I really like collagen as a way to add to your tea in the morning, coffee, use it as a protein powder for your smoothie, because you not only get a protein load, which your adrenals and blood sugar support need, but it also is anti-anxiety for the brain. So it can help to kind of palliate, tolerate that stress that you have throughout the day. Now, let's talk about caffeine. So caffeine, while it's an amazing antioxidant, it affects your sleep, because not just spikes that adrenaline rush, we know that it lowers your melatonin production and it blocks adenosine. So that basically makes you more tired. So it's basically blocking your circadian cycle. It's blocking your ability to get into that deeper sleep. Whereas green tea, which I love, is a rich source of theanine, which is anti-anxiety, and you still get a little bit of that caffeine load. So it's not as high as the coffee, so you won't get as much of that adenosine blocking, and you won't get that much of that drop in the melatonin, but you'll still get that nice caffeine response to your brain, but you'll also be more like a calming anti-anxiety response. B6, that nutrient specifically can improve insomnia because of how it improves melatonin. So I know sometimes we tend to think of the B vitamins taken in the morning, they're really stimulating, but in some sleep formulas, you'll actually see that there's B12, folate, and B6 in conjunction with like the theanine and the valerian and the other herbs, because we need those cofactors to actually improve that sleep. So that's why also, if you take zinc at bedtime, you can improve your sleep, because you're giving the cofactors that your brain needs to increase your melatonin. And if we can improve your melatonin and we improve your sleep, then your brain has a chance of detox, your brain has a chance to heal, and then that will help improve your cognitive decline. Mindfulness. So we've talked about this a couple of times, but mindfulness is a great way to we have research of that meditation mindfulness will actually lay down new neurons in the brain. And so there's a ton of great apps out there that can really help. Headspace is my favorite. There's Calm. There's even a bunch of free mindfulness videos on YouTube. It is a bit like training for a marathon whenever you start a mindfulness routine if you've not done it before. It can be definitely challenging as the thoughts just race through your brain. But, start with a short session, 30 seconds, 1 minute, and you work your way in. We do know that consistent mindfulness is better than once a week going for an hour meditation, right? Because having that consistency brings in more consistent mindfulness state, a consistent state of gratitude, and it feeds back to the brain and feeds those positive pathways. and it brings your brain and your body out of a consistent stress response. So even just 5 seconds of writing down in your journal, okay, I'm grateful for this today, or taking 30 seconds to do a quick 30-second meditation is significantly better than going for once a month or once a week mindfulness routine. So it's definitely possible to easily integrate this into your day-to-day, because it doesn't have to be this huge event. And then one of my favorites is something that's great because you don't really have to do anything besides buy it, but full spectrum lights on for your alarm clock. So you can get them so that when you wake up, you have a full spectrum light that's actually waking you up in the morning. This helps to really reset your circadian cycle, which will help you to sleep better, which will help your brain to age better, basically. And these lights, you just set the alarm and it can come with sound too, but also you will basically, it's like a sunrise and we'll get full spectrum light that will wake you up in the morning. Those are really great at resetting that circadian cycle. Sometimes that's even easier because you're not even having to change your routine. You're just using a light to wake up. I know Philips, we have at home, we use the brand by Philips for our full spectrum light. There are a ton out there. Go to Best Buy or Amazon and you can get your full spectrum light. So, this is quick today, but sometimes it's good to have quick 5 lives. So I would say some of the key takeaways that you can implement today to improve your brain health and prevent cognitive decline from a lifestyle standpoint, let alone to cleaning up the diet and everything we talked about last week, but is, just basics, exercise and moving, breathing, like deep breathing, like we talked about. Really be conscious of your caffeine load so that you can get into a good, deep bedtime circadian cycle rhythm, because that's key for your cognitive health and your brain health. And bringing in some type of a mindfulness routine. And for some patients, that's more of a mindfulness routine is more along the lines of a creative expression activity. And I think they both actually can kind of go hand in hand. But basically have fun, find ways to have fun, to bring in that laughter, to bring in that social interaction, especially now that have been, going on 2 years into this COVID pandemic. And a lot of us are still not fully social yet. But that social interaction is key for laying down new neurons in the brain. So this was quick and short this week. I hope you were able to get a couple key takeaways and I kind of want you moving forward that, brain health and cognitive health doesn't have to be this complex, right? It could be just switching out your coffee for green tea. There is a lot of really core, basic foundational lifestyle habits that you can bring in that make a huge difference on your cognitive health and how fast your brain ages. And I think it's so cool and pretty remarkable at how such subtle changes that we make can have such long-term results in our body. So let me know if you guys have any questions. Feel free to shoot them over. If there's a specific topic you want me to talk on as well, shoot that over. We have some really fun, exciting guest lectures that will be coming up soon. So keep posted. All right, everyone have a great weekend. Bye.